I'm Lynn.
And I'm Leo. Welcome back to Yoga with Lynn and Leo.
Yes, and today we've got another pose we're adding to our pose directory, Janu SIrsasana. Now this is going to come into our supine poses, and the reason for this is that all the supine poses will help you to get more rotation in your hips. So we're adding this towards the end of the sequencing.
Yeah, even though it's not actually a supine pose, it's a seated pose, but you know, all will be made clear.
Okay, sitting in Dandasana.
I'm using a blanket here to sit on. You could use a foam pad. Some of you will be fine sitting on the floor, but a little bit of height is always helpful, I find.
Definitely. So it's quite nice to work in the supine poses just to get that mobility, rotation, flexion and extension to come into poses like this. And of course we start with Janu SIrsasana, and this can lead on to different deeper actions, particularly Padmasana actions. So Ardha Maddha Padma is one of the next poses after Janu SIrsasana, which we would go into. So starting with Janu SIrsasana, keeping the legs absolutely strong and straight in Dandasana. When you bend your right leg, take, as you can see, Leo showing here, just take from inside the knee, rotate the calf away so you make space. And then if this is a particularly challenging pose for you and you find that it's difficult to take the thigh down, then do have a look at our pose directory for Janu SIrsasana. We have got another pose directory for this. So we're going more into the intermediate stage. So lift up as much as you can. So you've got to see that from this straight leg, from above the knee, you're pulling back into the pelvis itself. Move those body groins, that you can find those to the side of your pubic plate, and lift up. So you can only get the rotation required within the sacral area, the lower back area, when you get that space and lift. So turn towards the straight leg. And then reach with your right hand to the outer side of the foot bone and hold. Now pull on that foot bone and lift again through the front body. So the front body's got to move to the back body, get in that turning action and get in that work of extension out of the pelvis. Ground down with the straight leg and then change the action so that you turn the palm to the inside of the foot and bring now the left hand to reach. Now again, go up, go up. So you have to see that at this stage you use your hands with your foot to go even further deeper into the pose, but not finishing the pose. We're still on the preparation. So ground down with the leg. Remember, pulling those thigh muscles up, moving the body groins deeply in, but lift up with the chest, straightening the arms. Once you come to this action, then bend the elbows and come into the full pose. You have to see that you get this action of rotation, so this has got to happen, this action, but this has got to maintain strength. That's it. Okay, so extending along the thigh, taking a few deeper inhalations and exhalations. Then lifting your head, coming up, straightening the arms, and then coming up out of the pose, straightening the leg. So you can see that what happens is that the spine gets a little bit confused because you're going into all these different directions with Janu SIrsasana. So you have to see that you readjust all the time. So we'll go through again, bending the left leg this time out to the side. This is a little bit more difficult for some of you if you've got stiff hips. You may have one side a little bit easier than the other.
Yes, I find this a challenge on both sides, I have to say, but the left side is worse than my right.
So you just have to keep that rolling manipulation. It's just one of the stages you need to go through. And then lifting up so much and turning towards your straight leg, turning towards the straight leg. Now drawing the abdomen back towards the spine, like we did in the previous pose. Take your left hand to the outer side of your right foot. Now this is when you start to level up. So this is when you need to see that this area, so you've got to draw this back this way. And then, keeping this action, this has got to come this way. Okay. And then lengthen into the action. So yes, that's better. So this has still got to work. This has still got to work. Yeah. And go on extending forward. So sometimes with these poses we are very much in, it's a work in progress to come into the actions. So as we pull back, that's it. Get this action. That's it. So don't worry about the head going so much to the leg itself. Maybe to come into the straight line, you have to readjust. So this has all got to come, and this has got to come a little bit this way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then come. And then that's going in a straight line. So what you can do is to have a brick for your head on the inside of the thigh, because otherwise sometimes if the spine is a little bit tight, there's a tightness in the hips and the pelvis, and it's quite challenging, because when you take the head onto the straight leg, what tends to happen is the whole of the spine starts to buckle, you can see here. So we're rectifying it a little bit here, even more, go straight forward, that's it. Yeah, that's it, that's it. And this back, that's better. Okay, so hopefully that is helpful. And then slowly come up out of the pose. And straighten the legs. So all different directions. Janu SIrsasana is a very challenging action. In the beginning, it's not such a problem. When you're stiffer, then you can't go so far, so it's easier in a sense. But once you get more mobility, then that's when you have to work so much more holistically.
And it can be quite difficult knowing where your spine is. You saw that Lynn was adjusting me because my spine didn't know which way it was going. So sometimes it can be helpful to, have a mirror. But if you are struggling with this pose, get along to a class, to an Iyengar class near to you, and the teacher will certainly sort it out if your spine is going in the wrong direction.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
So thank you for joining us today. We will be putting these poses together in a collection where you can have the whole of the sequence in one go. So we look forward to seeing you when we're doing the collection, or indeed before that. Namaste.